Good day to you from Rising Heritage. It is 4/20/2022, and today I'm going to talk to you about the 2023 American Innovation Dollar Coin Louisiana candidate designs. So, this was actually in a meeting held by the CCAC, I believe, on May 18th, 2021, and I'm just now finding out about it. Now, myself being from Louisiana, I'm very excited to talk about these coins, and we're going to get into that right now. So, yes, of course, let's get into it. All right, so this is actually the PDF from the CCAC website. I'm going to go to its identical version on the Mint's website. Now, each state in the program, the American Innovation Program, is allowed to choose up to three categories to put designs into. Louisiana has chosen two, and those categories are jazz and the Higgins boat. So here is LA number one. So this is a interesting design. Of course, the United States of America is off balance from that center, and with a trumpet or a cornet player off there to the right. That's interesting. I played trumpet as a child, so I'm very familiar with the instrument. I don't know what those swirls are trying to show, possibly a mute right here. And I mean, there are more up here. This one looks more like a swirl. I don't really know what's going on there, if that's supposed to be the sounds of the music. Interesting design. Let's see what else they have. And just to talk about how I'm going to do this, I'm going to first go through all of the designs. Then I'm going to listen to what the CCAC chose as their number one design and see how closely I come to what they chose. All right, so moving on to O2. Let's see. LaO2, United States of America, along the edges or near the rim. Let's see, Louisiana, the birthplace of jazz. Yeah, so it looks like we have a trombone and just a horn bell coming out, and possibly music is being symbolized by little triangles. That's interesting. LaO3. Okay, Louisiana, United States of America. We have a couple of saxophones, a trombone. Now I've made sounds on all of these instruments right here. I like I mentioned a little bit earlier. I actually play the trumpet. I can also play the clarinet. I have a piano. I am garbage at playing piano, but all three of those instruments are B flat instruments, and uh, those are all instruments that I own. Saxophone, very similar to the clarinet. Yeah, I have played it. I have made noise. I have made notes. I have made an actual song from reading music. But yeah, I really couldn't tell you. It's been so long. I couldn't even play a scale on there and know exactly which notes that I'm playing. Okay, interesting. Interesting. LA-04. This is very artistic. We have a singer, a bass player, and a saxophonist. And it says Louisiana Jazz, United States of America. Oh, that's interesting how her beads go around, kind of in a figure eight or infinity. Her hair is cut off. This guy's hat's cut off. But you see him very well. He's actually looking into the camera or the viewer's eye in this composition. Pretty interesting. Now, I also want to mention that there are more of these American Innovation coins, just before the Louisiana portion came up, there was Ohio. So if you enjoy this, please hit the like and subscribe button and leave a comment down in the description and say you like this series and you want me to do some of those other states. Okay, moving on to LA05. All right, LAO5, a striking composition, Louisiana, United States of America. Really close up on this person's face who's singing into a microphone with a bunch of fleur-de-lis pointing towards that. Really couldn't say it's pointing towards the microphone, I guess. That's interesting. I can't make out this pattern. All right. LA-06. United States of America, Louisiana, home of the jazz. All right, now this is the state's flower. It is a magnolia. This lady singing into the microphone, or person singing into the microphone with a curved piano keys shown there. Another magnolia. Horn. United States of America, home of jazz. Louisiana, home of jazz. Okay. Okay, this is 6A. What have they changed? It looks like the lady is blacked out and this is more of a silhouette. Go back. It looks like that's all that's changed. Okay, the start of jazz instead of home of jazz. Okay. Now, this is a really cool example. I mean, I like the flower or organic pattern inside of the letters of jazz. Louisiana, the United States of America. Very cool. Now, uh, this right here is what's called a Higgins boat. And I did not learn until just yesterday that the Higgins boat actually came from Louisiana. It was made in Louisiana. This boat protected our soldiers in World War II, at least up until they got to the beach at Normandy. When this gate you're seeing came down, of course, lots of fire went into those boats, and unfortunately, a lot of people lost their lives. Rest in peace to all of those soldiers who fought for our country and our friends abroad. So I assume this would be the boat landing at Normandy. And my gosh, the Higgins boat. The Higgins means so much to me. Um, this boat being a part of protecting our troops, and I actually know a uh, another person, place, or thing with that last name Higgins. Very special to me. So I was very happy to find that out yesterday. And there are a few more coin designs with the Higgins boat. So here's another. If they chose this or one of these Higgins, I would be extremely happy. I don't think this or the previous one is my favorite one. This is LA09. United States of America, home of the Higgins boat. This is probably the first one I saw on yesterday. Louisiana down at the bottom. 9A. United States of America, Louisiana, home of the Higgins boat. Extremely cool. Now, this looks like a computer generated image. I think it is part of the one that I really like. Louisiana, United States of America, Higgins boat, yes. And this is probably the one that I like. I really like this one a lot. I wonder how they would do that. Which part would be uh, shiny proof, which have a shiny proof field? Would it be this section right here, or would the water actually be shiny? I mean, I suppose the water could be a matte finish, maybe a couple of shiny parts here and there, but I can envision this looking really cool. LA 12. Ooh, is there another? Yes. All right. United States of America, home of the Higgins boat, Louisiana. Oh, this one's really good, and it looks hand drawn too. Very cool. I would be happy with that too. Okay, just make sure that I think that was the last one. Yes, back at '01. Now, having looked at all of these designs, my favorite out of all these, well, actually, let me go here. And having looked at all these designs together, uh, this was, or actually the next one over, this was my favorite, but putting those two together, I mean, it's quite obvious that this is a computer generated image. I could totally do something like this myself. Not to say that that's a bad thing, but I think this is the strongest design out of all of them. And because it's hand drawn, it's beautiful. And I think this would be the one that they should go with. Now, looking at all of them again, uh, I would say that would be my number one, and this one would be my number two. I think this is the one. So that's dash 09A, LA dash 09A, and I'm picking for my number one, pass it up, LA dash 13. Okay, so now I'm going to put the recording on pause and I'm going to listen to the meetings recording and figure out what they said about these designs. I'll pull out any interesting information or information that I believe is interesting and share that with you. And I'll share what they chose as the winners. Okay, so I just finished listening to the Louisiana portion of the May 18th, 2021 CCAC meeting. And what they chose was this coin right here. This is the Jazz Louisiana coin. They mentioned that the word jazz is spelled out with wrought iron, which is symbolic of basically the French Quarter. You walk down in the French Quarter, you'll see a lot of balconies on the businesses and homes down there. And that's what that's supposed to symbolize, that wrought iron, spelling out the word jazz. So I think this is a really beautiful coin. As far as the jazz side of things, I think this is probably the strongest design. So again, I chose the Higgins boat. There was a gentleman in this meeting who, and I'm not going to say any names because I totally disagreed with the way he looked at this. He called this basically an instrument of death. It killed people, and that was the innovation, or that's what it offered. And I 100% disagree. Having served in the military, the soldiers, the Marines, the people in the Navy, not just the United States, but many different countries who fought that day on Normandy on our side. They gave their lives. The soldiers actually did the fighting. These boats were not an instrument of death, and in fact, I would argue that they were an instrument of protection. And President Eisenhower actually spoke about this. So basically, President Eisenhower said that if we did not have the Higgins boat, we would not have won the war. It gave us a foothold to get on the land to actually fight and turn the tide in our favor. So I think that is a monumental innovation that Louisiana offered to the world at that time, because if had we not won World War II, life as we know it would not be the same, and we wouldn't be able to enjoy jazz. So, me being a Louisiana guy, and by the way, on a side note, the governor also did choose the same design that I chose. So, us Louisiana guys got it right. Um, but basically, and that would be this one, LA 13. But basically, the way I look at it, Louisiana is pretty much known for maybe three things. Yes, jazz would be one of them. Two would be food. Three probably would be Mardi Gras. And I mean, you can interchange those however you will, but those are probably the best three things we're known for. As I said yesterday, I had no idea that Louisiana helped create the Higgins boat. And that was fascinating to me. And it helped our troops be able to do what they needed to do. And that is commendable. That is wonderful. And with that, I'm out. President Dwight D. Eisenhower. Andrew Higgins is the man who won the war for us. The president went on to explain, if Higgins had not designed and built those LCVPs, landing craft vehicle and personnel, we never could have landed over an open beach. The whole strategy for the war would have been different.